some time.
So next time, whenever you are in Ludhiana or even in Punjab, do make it a point to come and visit my school, sir.
Yeah, I'm in Chandigarh, so I definitely come to Ludhiana at times.
You are stationed at Chandigarh, sir?
Yeah, I'm in Chandigarh.
Okay, sir. So next time, like as soon as the school reopens rather, I must say, we'll definitely invite you, sir, for some function and some kind of a workshop.
Yeah. These days, I speak to young people and teachers, and this ideas that matter is a part of it. But over to Shikha, I think, for the introduction.
We should start the webinar now. We have already 31 teachers who have joined. Very good afternoon to everybody. So
Yes.
I'm Shikha Sood, and I am working as Assistant Director of Outreach in Shulni University. So thank you, Deepa ma'am, for giving us this opportunity to speak to your teachers and students of your school.
My honor.
And today with us, we have is Mr. Vivek Khatri. And I know a lot of you already know about him. He's an ex-IS officer. He's a motivator speaker, author. And so like if you ask me, I've been, hosting the webinars of Ideas That Matter for almost, I think we've hosted almost around 70 webinars.
Yeah.
And every webinar, whenever I'm with Vivek sir, it's something new for me to learn. So I am 100% sure that today teachers, principal ma'am, you all will really enjoy. And as the topic of today is, finding success within, which is Vivek sir's latest book, which he has written. And he talks about all those skills, what are required to be happy. And we all need to be, at the end of the day, need to be happy and whatever we are doing. So thank you very much, sir, for giving us this opportunity of to be with us today. And before Mr. Vivek Khatri takes over the webinar, I would like Deepa ma'am just for a minute, just introduce your school and the teachers to us. Thank you so much.
So all a very, very good evening to everybody. And it's a pleasure and honor to have such high profile dignitaries with us, speaking to us, to my staff and the students also. My school is Delhi World Public School. It runs under the mentorship of Mr. Salman Khurshid and Mrs. Louise Khurshid as the chairperson. Right now the school is running into its third session. So we have a very small strength because actually we keep a low student section ratio also, but then we have around 350 students, but mostly they are in kindergarten. Senior section, we are going by choice, like having few admissions and all over there. And the school is spread into 10 acres. It's a beautiful infrastructure. And if I get the number of Mr. Vivek, so definitely I'll share some video of my school so that he'll see what kind of infra we have. And he would be very happy to visit us. And we'll really look forward to more visionary workshops from him. And thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time. My staff has already, quite a number of them have joined, and some students also, as I can see. And wish you a very, very good evening from everybody. And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So Shikha, may I?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, so thank you, Shikha, for hosting this series, Ideas That Matter webinar, and you're the host of the day, and nice to see you. You and Kamal have been a part of our series right from the beginning, and you are doing all the outreach and coordination. Thank you for all your hard work, both of you. And Deepa ma'am, thank you for the welcome and warm introduction. And I'm very happy to know that your school is a new school with new ideas. And I'm sure that it will grow and become one of the most important schools of the region. I see already about 40 participants, so I think you have a lot of teachers already joined in. And the topic you have chosen out of the list, I think they gave you, is a very good topic, finding success within. And let me say that I am an ex-IAS officer, but I truly feel that IAS is not the only thing that you can do for success, or becoming a rich businessman is also not the only thing in success, or becoming a top gold medalist in Olympics also is not really what success is about. Success is something which comes from happiness. True happiness comes from within. So if the goal of life is happiness, which it should be, then success will come automatically. So teachers who are joining in today, and students also, I believe, and some parents perhaps, all of you should be aware that we have to be happy from within. Ice cream may give you happiness, which is temporary. Mangoes may give you a very good happiness for a while. But ultimately, if your attitude from within is one of happiness, then only life becomes successful. Success and happiness are linked to each other. Of course, if you have a big car, then you are successful. But if you have a small car and you are happier than the big car person, then I think you are more successful also. Because it is not your money or your car or your house which actually determines success. Very difficult for human beings to understand, and it takes a long while for us to understand the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to find that true happiness within us. And this is not a spiritual lecture, it is a practical talk on finding success. But I will just leave you with that thought in the beginning, that it is very important to find that peace of mind, happiness within. After all, we are three things: body, mind, and soul. All human beings are 1, 2, 3: body, mind, soul. And body and mind we are looking after pretty well. We eat a lot, we exercise also, hopefully, and we are in good shape if we work hard on the field or we do a lot of exercise. We remain young, fit. And those of you who are trying to lose weight, I'm sure you are working hard on your physical fitness. Those of us who are working on the mind are also successful in doing so if we read books, if we watch the right content on TV or websites, or we are with a good company talking about wholesome things, creative things, then the mind is happy, the mind is healthy. And creativity also leads to a lot of happiness in the mind. Albert Einstein said, intelligence having fun is creativity. That means that just being intelligent without creativity is incomplete. Creativity is something very important. Of course, if you are an accounts person, then you have to account for all the taxes or the income or the expenditure. Then you have to deal with accounts. If you can also be creative at the same time, that means you also have some music, you have some poetry in your life, you have some photography, you have writing, reading, art, dancing. Something else also has to be there. So when all these things are there, then you become complete in your life. A unidimensional life is not a successful life. So this is the first major point that I'm making. A unidimensional life is not a successful life. Multidimensional lives are successful. If your life has work, family, it has creativity, it has spiritual content, it has compassion, helping others, cheerfulness, then your life is much more fulfilling than somebody who is just running after material goals. What are material goals? One landmark after another, one property after another, one goal of fortune or money after another. Let me start with the story of the saint who was sitting outside a village and meditating. He was just sitting and meditating all day long, and the villagers were, going there and meeting him, bowing before him, touching his feet, and he would bless them. But some people, they got to know that this person, the saint, has a diamond also. So one of the men went there and said, Sanji, we know you are a very exalted saint, but we also know you have a diamond. So I want that diamond, this man says. And the son, he just takes out the diamond and gives it to the man. He says, you can take it. He says, but this is such an expensive diamond, you're giving it just like that. He says, yeah, it's yours. Now this man goes and for 1 week he can't sleep. He has the diamond. He checks up, it's the most expensive diamond. His life will change if he sells that diamond. And this sant is meditating. He comes back after 1 week and asks the saint, why did you give me that diamond without thinking? I don't want this diamond. I want that which made you give me this diamond. What is that quality which made you give me this diamond? So the man also progresses in 1 week from diamond consciousness to superior consciousness. What is it that gives us that peace of mind in spite of everything else. There are some people who are never ruffled, never disturbed, never shaken up. Others who are easily shaken up, easily disturbed, easily angry, easily worried. What is it that differentiates them? Calmness. Calmness, inner peace. That calm inner peace comes from awareness of the bigger picture of life, knowing that life is about a long journey and we have to win the inner battles. What is success? Success is winning the inner battles. Inner battles are fear, worry, anger, impatience. These things are not really giving us any value in our life. Jealousy, anger, hatred, not giving any value. Panic. They are only adding to our tension. Our physical health suffers, our mental health suffers. So what can we do? We can basically center our life around calmness, creativity, God-centered life, compassion for others. And if we are good at our work, that is really, really required. We are a history teacher. I am a history teacher. Let's say, though I am not a history teacher. The history teacher has to know history like the back of her hand and teach well. And there, that history teacher also becomes an inspiration for the class. That is success. A teacher who inspires the students is a successful teacher. A teacher who only informs the students is only partly successful. You understand the difference? Informing is one thing, inspiring is another thing. Inspiring by your personality, by your way of speaking, by your conduct, by your behavior, and by your content, of course, what you are teaching. So it is very, very important for you to understand that how you are is more important than what you say. What you say is not that important. Okay. The next point is, where does success come from? It comes from various factors. It comes from 7 C's. Let me go through quickly the 7 C's of success and happiness. The first C is courage. Now, courage means fearlessness. Courage means faith. Faith so much in yourself that you don't feel scared. Faith in God, faith in yourself. That means that you have zero fear. If you have lots of fear. If you have a little bit of fear, you are normal. Nothing wrong with that. Having a little bit of fear is perfectly fine. You can be scared, you can be fearful, you can be, something can be going wrong at times, but 90% of the time you can't remain stressed out and worried. Sometimes it's okay. Only once in a while you can be upset at times. You are human. We are living in a human situation. That is something we have to know. But we try to improve. If you are a sort who will become fearful once in a while, then it's okay. But if you are too much frequency of fear, then try and improve your calmness, your courage. Next C is character. Character is the same whether it is for a child, a grown-up, or an older person. It is very important for us to follow the truthful values. Character gives us happiness and peace of mind. We don't have anything to hide. Character is the same in 2020 as it was in 1920, 1820, 1720. But these days in 2020, there are lots of distractions, lots of disturbances, lots of influences. So we have to try and minimize our character flaws and try and improve gradually, steadily. Very important. The third is creativity. Creativity, as I said, is the elixir of life. Very, very important to have a creative life. Even your plants, even the way your room looks can be changed, improved. Even your musical taste or your taste in food, whatever you innovate, create different things. Sometimes you added something to a particular dish. You added something to a bit of poetry or a song. You remember Ghulam Ali? Ghulam Ali, great ghazal singer. Mehdi Hasan, Ghulam Ali. Now, Ghulam Ali would create different tunes while singing. Tune is something else. He would innovate and innovate and innovate because of a creative mind. The mind has to be creative and innovation results. The next is we have had Courage, character, creativity. The next is calmness. Calmness means that I am, as I said, calmly active and actively calm. Paramahansa Yogananda said this. In fact, the autobiography of a yogi is here. This is the book written by Paramahansa Yogananda. And he said, be calmly active and actively calm. Very important book to read. And follow that quote. I am not saying it. Many people say Vivek Atre said, no. I am quoting Paramahansa Yogananda. Be calmly active and actively calm. I have 25 lakh views on YouTube. And these are all on my talks, TEDx talks, Josh talks, other talks. Ideas that matter. We have many, many videos of Shulini University speaking to parents, students, and teachers. So we watch these later. Coming back to the list, after calmness comes cheerfulness. Cheerfulness means that you are generally happy, generally positive, generally gung-ho, not that worried. Even in the lockdown, there are two types of people. Those who are unnecessarily worrying and those who are not worrying even when things are going wrong in the country or in the world. So you have to remain a positive person, not, of course, don't become pandemic positive. We don't want that, but become positive in nature, more positive than you are. Come out of this lockdown as a better human being, more positive, more cheerful, more compassionate. In fact, the next C after this cheerfulness and thinking positively is compassion. Compassion means thinking of others. It is said that the universe conspires to help those who help the universe. That means help the society. So it is very important for you to help others and think of others. Maybe plant some trees, maybe do some extra teaching. Maybe the students can make a small group and help neighbors, poorer children. It's very important for us to be compassionate for society. And the last one is contentment. Contentment means gratitude, means thankfulness, means I have an attitude of gratitude. Very, very important to be content with what you have. Let us talk about a couple of stories. One story is the story of Pedro. Pedro is someone who is going for an interview, and he is hopefully going to get that job. 10:30 a.m. is the time of the interview. So Mr. Pedro borrows somebody's car. He doesn't have a car. He goes for the interview, and 10:30 he's there, but he's parking outside and gets a little late. He can't find a parking. In Delhi, Bombay, New York, very difficult to find a parking in such cities. Even Chandigarh, Ludhiana, I think difficult to find a parking. So he's looking around, 20 minutes past, 25 minutes gone. If friend's car is there, he can't leave it in the middle of the road. He'll get challaned or confiscated the car. And he is getting late. So he thinks he'll miss the interview now. And that chance will go. He can't just go. He looks up at the skies after 10, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And he says, God, please find me a parking. I will give up all my bad habits today. And God finds him a parking. The parking is there immediately. He parks the car. He looks up at God while running into the building for the interview. He says, God, never mind. I found a parking. What does it show? It shows who found the parking for Pedro. Pedro thinks he found the parking himself after 25 minutes of searching. But God found him the parking, but he didn't want to change his bad habits. Thankfulness is something which will help us. Thanklessness is not a great quality. People who helped us in life, we have to look after them. We have to be grateful to them. Even those who have not helped us, them also, if we are helping them, then also we become superior human beings. Let's say. The next story is about distraction and staying in the present moment. So this lady is at the airport and the flight gets late. She has to catch that flight, but it's 1.5 hours late. So she's very upset, meeting might be missed. Goes and sits down, buys a packet of biscuits and keeps the bag on the table. And a man picks up the packet of biscuits sitting there, eats one of the biscuits. He's quite angry already with the flight delay and she feels very upset with this man. Doesn't say anything to him. She thinks he might be mistaken. So she picks up the second biscuit and eats it up. The man eats the third biscuit. He eats the fourth biscuit. One by one, they keep eating, and she's boiling. But the man is cool and eating biscuits one by one. After only one biscuit is left, the man picks up the last biscuit, breaks into half, gives her half, and eats half. And he goes. He also has to go soon for a flight. She opens the purse for the boarding pass. She finds the packet of biscuits is in her purse. She had been eating the man's biscuits. This shows she was distracted, not mindful of the situation, and boiling in anger, thinking he is eating her biscuits, whereas he was being nice and giving her more biscuits out of his biscuits. It could have been a man who was in her place and a woman in the other place. That's not the point. Ladies should not think otherwise. It is very important for us to focus on the present moment. Mindfulness. Mindfulness gives us success in that. Why? Because our mind is not distracted. Of course, it will be a bit distracted in such a busy life. 2020, we have smartphones, we have this, we have that. Very important for us to remain as much in the present moment as possible. That leads to successful lives. Concentration is better. Your peace of mind is better. Your stress is lower. Concentrating on the present moment. Shikha, you want to show a video or should I carry on? I think I'll carry on for now. So what I'm going to say is that calmness and living in the present moment are absolutely vital. Shikha, are we showing a video?
We can do that, sir. Let me just try. So you can
try
just
and let
complete
me
this
know.
and then we can. I'll do that.
Let me know when you're ready with it.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, we will just carry out a short meditation of 1 minute now. Calmness has to be practiced. It has to be worked upon. If you are calm, success comes easily, happiness comes easily. Meditation is the key. Very helpful. Morning and evening. So I do a little meditation. I do Kriya Yoga, in fact, more meditation. And one of the preliminary techniques is this one, which we'll do for 1 minute. So all the teachers and guests just sit like this, straight, spine straight, and focus at the point between the eyebrows. And just see that you are not losing your attention from the point between the eyebrows. But at the same time, notice your breath coming in and out. Breath is coming in and out anyway. We don't notice it. So you have to keep on seeing that your breath is coming in and out. Just notice, don't control it. Two things, point between the eyebrows and notice the breath. Close your eyes and we start now. Remember, don't control your breath. So there we are. Thank you very much for that. Actually, when you meditate like this is only a preliminary technique, but it is meditation. You can think of God over here, any God's image that you practice worship here. But if you do this even for 5 minutes, two things happen. Your breath becomes slow, calmer. Instead of being, that is when we are running or we are excited. But when we are calm, then the breath is going slowly. Secondly, your mind becomes calm. Although your mind may be going to the scooter repair shop or the movie or the rajma chawal, whatever you had for lunch. However, gradually as your breath becomes calmer, mind also becomes calmer. 5 minutes if you can do this, 20 minutes if you can do it, nothing like it. Do a little bit of this every day. In the middle of the day also, when you are maybe at work, maybe you have 5 minutes to spare, or in the bus, in the car, you're traveling, you just focus on your breath. This kind of technique will help you to be a calmer person. And also seeing the bigger picture is important, which means not panicking at any time. Very, very important to see the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? That I have come to this world, I have come to this earth to accomplish some mission. That is to be happy and spread happiness. And the scriptures say to find God. Okay. Now I have to go about my family life, my career, my job, my teaching, whatever. I have to do well in that. I have to be a good human being. I have to spread good cheer. But I also have to work on my body, mind, and soul. Working on your soul, it gives you calmness. Meditation gives you calmness. Now, reading books is another thing I'd like to emphasize a little more. See, those who read books, I can make out in a crowd. I've been in the IAS, I've met lots of people in my time, career, meetings, conferences, this, that. Anybody who reads books, I can make out in a second, this person is a book lover, book reader. There is a book by Yuval Noah Harari. His book is Homo Deus. And another one is 21 Ideas for the 21st Century. I'll try and type them out later. 21 Ideas for the 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. And Homo Deus and Sapiens, 3 books. Now he says that the world will pass through some turmoil, but largely we are progressing towards a better era. He says all these plagues, sickness and famine and war will reduce, will decline. What we are going through a pandemic, that is also sickness. He said these things will reduce in future and wars will also reduce and mankind will be more involved in creativity, in longevity, in these kinds of things. So this is something that we need to believe in. Read that book or those books. And of course, read Yogananda ji's autobiography. I showed you autobiography of a yogi, autobiography of Dalai Lama. Read something like Sudha Murthy writes very beautiful practical stories of India. Read Nandan Nilekani. Read someone like Jack Welch, Shiv Kheda, Robin Sharma, Chetan Bhagat. I don't like much because I think he's a good storyteller, but his writing is not that great. Anyway, read books that interest you. Read something. Very important. And my book I'll mention is also called Finding Success Within. It is 52 life skills for young Indians. It is my 3rd book, Finding Success Within, 52 life skills for young Indians. So this is a book which gives a lot of practical tips for youngsters as well as not so young people. And you can read it or find it on Amazon and it is available. And it is something that will give you an idea of my experience in the IAS and outside as to what really constitutes a successful life. Practical tips like how to handle difficult bosses, how to network, communication skills. You can add communication to the 7 C's that I mentioned. You know, communication is also a very important skill. It is something that will lead to a better, successful life for you if you are a good communicator. So these kinds of tips are there, plus the bigger tips are mindfulness, seeing the bigger picture, relationships, interpersonal relationships, how important it is to get along well with people we work with and we live with. If we are having a lot of tension at home, then sometimes we need to understand that maybe half the things which are leading to tension are our creation. Half maybe the other person, half maybe me. So I need to work on my part. And I can't help the other person. That person has to work. But I can work my half part. So I need to understand. Sometimes we are on ego trips and ego comes in the way. And that's why relationships also suffer. So it is very important for us to be accommodating and large-hearted. There was a TV advertisement where this man and a young man were traveling in a gypsy or another car, and the other car overtakes them. And this youngster says, "Sir, उनको पकड़ लेते हैं, दिखाते हैं हम बड़े हैं." He says, "हम बड़े हैं, हम क्या उनके पीछे भागे? हमें बड़े रहना है, हमें बड़ापन दिखाना है, ऐसी चीजों में नहीं पड़ना." That's very, very important. Shikha, should I carry on?
Sir, I can show the video. Should I do
Yes.
that first?
Yeah, so Shikha is going to show you a video of Shulini University, which will give you an idea about Shulini University. And it's very important to know that Shulini University has hosted this webinar as part of a series of webinars. Please go ahead, Shikha.
Yeah. Sir, can you see?
There is some problem. It
No,
says
Shikha ma'am. No, ma'am.
could not play the video.
Okay. I think then there is some problem.
Some
You
technical
have it
stuff.
on the board, ma'am.
Put it under?
You can forward the video to me, and at some point of time, I
Okay,
can
fine,
probably
fine.
play.
I'll do that.
Then after 5 minutes, we can try again.
Right, sir.
So let me now come to some other ideas that I have on this finding success within. You are teachers. Now, teachers are online nowadays. I'm sure you are having a tough time. Although toddlers, I think if you have only preschool, then obviously you're not having live classes. You may be having asynchronous material being sent or whatever it is. But one day you will go back to the class. And when you go back to the class, the challenge is to make these children into better citizens of India, good human beings, and to instill those values into them. One of the things to do is to give them that confidence, and their personalities will develop if you make them participate in group activities, if you make them speak more, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, nursery rhymes, this, that, little children, whatever they can. Right from a young age, children who come on stage, they become more capable in life. Nowadays, it's the era of the slickest. I should not only be intelligent, but I should be able to speak. I should be able to communicate. I should be able to deliver a PPT. I should be able to deliver a speech. Very important for me to, as a teacher, to understand that these children, some shy child sitting at the back, never participates, talk to that child separately. Make the child understand that you have to come out. If the children are too young, then just make them participate in whatever activities you can. And also, I think school will do well to instill creativity as much as possible into the program, even though it may not be in the CBSE or whatever syllabus you will follow later. But creativity will make the children better at all-round skills and music and art and problem solving, practical things. So I think you will be focusing a lot on that. That creative part is very important. In fact, creative ideas are so many that many of these children will then perhaps want to become entrepreneurs. And when they grow up, they will become leaders in their own right. And even teachers who are otherwise going through a career where they are teaching, they will also feel good by being creative in their teaching methods or in their life. You can be creative by changing your hairstyle, by just changing the way you are or the habits that you have. In Chandigarh, we say all roads are equal, so I can go to my office by 6 different routes, and they all take the same time because of straight lines, rectangles, this, that. So I am. It's possible for me to go from here one day, the next route another day. It makes my life a little different each time. It's very important for us to do that. Yes, Shikha.
Sir, actually, we've got like the teachers, they wanted to know if you could, throw some light on public speaking. So that
also
was
add that.
something.
I can add public
So I just
speaking.
thought that that is coming from the audience. So,
I'll
we
just
can
do that.
Sure.
I'll just do that. So is the video going to be shown in a while?
So I can show it right now. If
Yeah,
you
I
want.
think we'll watch the video and then I'll come to public speaking.
Yeah, done, sir. Done.
very beautiful video. Thank you, Kamal and Shikha, for that. Showing what a beautiful place Shulini University is. We are all missing the green climes of Shulini and beautiful weather there. Very hot in Chandigarh and Ludhiana, but absolutely beautiful. Now, coming to a few more skills, I would also like to talk about public speaking skills. We have already spoken about calmness, about mindfulness, about the bigger picture, about emotional intelligence, knowing how to speak when and where. Very important to control yourselves there, control your emotions, creativity. But in today's era, you are all teachers and you are all public speakers in a way. I became a public speaker, let me say, when I was an officer in the government and I would be asked to deliver a speech somewhere. Suddenly I had to learn and I was okay. So I improved and gradually I became just like I am on stage, I am off stage, the same. So the first trick to remember in public speaking is be yourself. Don't try to be Amitabh Bachchan or Hema Malini or Alia Bhatt or Ranbir Kapoor or whatever it is. Do not try to be somebody else. Just be yourself. Very, very important to be yourself. Not to try and imitate anyone, not to try and emulate anyone else. That will lead to a lot of difficulty. So that is the first tip. The second tip is always be prepared. Content is the key. So you have to really, really work hard to make sure that you remember what you're going to say. You have notes. You are prepared. That means whether you have to take 1 week to prepare your speech, it's fine. You remember Sachin Tendulkar's retirement speech in Test cricket. He gave a 20-25 minute speech, but he had 10 points written down on his sheet of paper. Only points. 1 point, parents, in-laws, friends, colleagues. So he knew what to say. He would just read the point, go there. Have some pointers. These pointers will always help you to give a better speech. So I know what I'm going to say when I come to a webinar. I have held, as Shikha said, 70 webinars now, in which I'm the key speaker along with Atul Khosla. And I know what I have to say on a particular topic. I'm prepared. Content is important. Delivery. Now, delivery or public speaking delivery is something which you need to practice. Without practice, it can't come. So when you are speaking in a drawing room or in a setting where there are friends, you are comfortable. Supposing they ask you to speak about your life story, you will speak without any hesitation. Even now, some people of you might come on the stage or screen any day and they ask you to speak about your life. You can do it. But people cannot really emote or speak very confidently and clearly when they are asked to speak on a particular topic. Practice. Practicing before the camera is possible nowadays. Put your phone on, selfie, and just record it. See how you're going. Ask your brother, sister, children, students, parents, somebody to sit down. Give them a 3 to 5 minute speech. Practice. Practice your topics, practice your speech. Public speaking is not, whether it's a classroom exercise, a stage exercise, a camera exercise, the basic principle is the same. Then next is your voice modulation, your delivery, your hand movement, body movement. Your body language is very important. Making eye contact. If it's the camera, then obviously you have to be looking at the camera. If there are people sitting, then you have to make eye contact with all sections of the audience. And being very cheerful. You cannot be like, there used to be a news leader many years ago on Doordarshan, and he used to be like, very monotonous. That monotonous tone cannot work. You have to be pleasing. You have to be cheerful. You can modulate your voice. Sometimes softer, sometimes louder. Sometimes softer, sometimes louder. And pause. Another tip is to pause. Pause means that we are running with our speech, but we stop and pause and think that now I will allow these people to ingrain what I've said. Like that. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the master of the pause. And Barack Obama, no public speaker have I seen like Barack Obama. Nobody in the world can speak as well as Barack Obama. He can absolutely make magic with the word. And he speaks so well. He speaks so confidently, and he will look at everyone in the audience. He will be cheerful all the time. He will be full of good content. He'll always be smiling, and he will always speak in a manner that will give empathy to the audience. That means make them feel good that this person is smiling at us. He's giving us good vibrations. These vibrations are not seen, they are only felt. And at times we just feel that, this person, he came or she came and made us feel good. We don't know why, but those vibrations are there. Human beings don't know much about them in 2020. Maybe after 20 years we'll learn. So vibrations also are important. What is your intent? Have I come with a bad intention to deliver a speech, or have I come with a good intention? What is my agenda? And Barack Obama exudes that kind of positivity, which no other person I've seen in the present era. Then, if we look at all these skills put together, ultimately you have to make an impact with your delivery, with your speech. Very important to make an impact. So always make an impact, good beginning, good structure, good conclusion. And with that, and also anecdotes, stories. You have to rehearse, know which ones to add. Let me end with a story, and then we can ask questions after that. The story is about a young man and a young boy rather, and he went with his mother to a concert. The mother took a 5-year-old boy. She was not allowed to take a 5-year-old boy, but she smuggled him inside. And when she went there, somehow the stewards didn't see, and she went and sat down inside the hall with the child. The concert was of a great piano player, Pedrewski, in Poland. They were in Poland. This lady sees a friend sitting somewhere. She tells the boy, before the curtain was lifted, I'll just go and meet my friend. You don't get up from him. She goes to meet the lady, and this boy runs. 5-year-old boy will run. He runs and goes to the stage and sees a red light, no entry, but
I believe we lost him in between somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, seems to have disconnected, ma'am.
Huh?
He seems to have disconnected.
Acha. Okay. So.
Disconnect हो गया मैम उनका ना.
Okay, okay. So let's wait. I'm sure he will be joining us very soon, and he will continue his story. So I just got his call.
You
Thomas,
please
sir,
take the
can
call.
you just-
आप call करो.
I just received a call from Vivek sir. He'll be just joining us in a minute. There was some technical error, so he will be just joining in a minute. So, as he was talking about public speaking, I am a storyteller by profession, and I've done lots of storytelling sessions in these schools. So today, this is my first webinar. Normally Professor Atul Khosla, he and Mr. Vivek Atre, they both speak. So, when there was some urgent work and, Professor Atul Khosla could not join us today. So, and he motivated me, yes, you can do it. So, what he was talking, what Vivek sir was talking, it actually, I had rehearsed. I was thinking, okay, I'll talk about Vivek sir, I'll talk about this, I'll talk about Shulini. But, when you started speaking, you just forget everything because that's the first time. So I'm sure, like what he talked about, public speaking, practice really makes a lot of difference. Because as a storyteller, the first storytelling I did was with 4 or 5 students. But after this, I was doing it with 200, 300 students. It didn't matter to me. It was only that because I was doing it every day, it became my routine. So I was so used to it. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shikhar, for chipping in. I had a bit of a battery problem. It just conked off. and I didn't realize it wasn't charging. But I was telling you Pedrevsky's story.
Yes,
So
sir.
this Polish piano player is coming on the stage, and this young little child, 5-year-old, goes onto the stage. And the curtain is about to be lifted. The child starts playing the piano, 5-year-old, and everybody's there. The curtain opens, Pedrevsky comes, and the child is playing, and everybody's like shocked. What is this? The mother comes back to the seat, finds the child is not there. She's horrified to see the child on the stage playing the piano. Now, Pedrevsky is a great man. He goes on to become the Prime Minister of Poland later. He goes and sits down with the child and keeps the child there. The child keeps fiddling with the keys and he keeps playing. 1.5 hours or whatever, they play together. Pedrevsky improvises, he creates a different tune with the child. Child is going on doing something. The child becomes a star overnight. The mother becomes a star overnight, even though they were illegal entrance into the hall. How the child has no fear, is creative, does things which are not expected. As we grow up, we lose our creativity. We adopt fear. We are too regulated. We don't have to break rules to be creative. We just have to think in an uninhibited kind of manner instead of being inhibited by too many rules and regulations and norms. I resigned from the IAS. People said, who resigns from the IAS? I resigned 3 years ago now, almost 3 years. And I'm loving every minute of being an independent public speaker, advisor. I'm just so happy. And why? Because I wanted to be creative. I wanted to travel, I wanted to speak, I wanted to meet other people, and it is possible and very comfortable. So one has to take the plunge and be creative at times to make a mark in life. I think we can take some questions, Shikha. It's already 4:20, so if there are any questions, we can take them now, and maybe Deepa ma'am wants to come back and ask something or say something.
Yes. So we can ask Deepa ma'am to also join us. Deepa ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Deepa ma'am.
I
Yes.
suppose the video has been switched off by Shikha ma'am,
Video needs
Just
to be on.
You
Deepa
asked the
ma'am.
video to
because I tried to, it said the host doesn't allow. So I thought probably it's better not to
Now
distract.
it will be on. Now it will be on. So Deepa ma'am, once your video is on, you can give some comments and then we can move to any questions.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Vivek sir, for such wonderful session. In fact, especially supported by various anecdotes and stories that made the session all the more interactive, interesting also. And I was very astonished to see that book behind, because somehow it happens to my, when I read this.
Oh, wow.
I have read
This is
first
the
200.
first time that somebody has come up with the same book.
I
I'm
was very
happy.
surprised to
Yes.
see that book at behind. So I thought probably
I follow it.
so like I have read around first 200, 220 pages. It's my book that I regularly read. And if like, I would also suggest all the teachers also who are here, by the name, people might think that this is something related to miracles and some kind of mystifying things that are performed by yogis. But frankly, if you honestly, this book is something, a very, very good blend of we can say performances and that high spirituality level attained by the yogis in a scientific manner. This book has a very scientific approach to all these things जो हम सोचते हैं साधु संतों के चमत्कार है, but it actually is all about being scientific. And it has a great this. So I was like thinking when you will be over with it, I'll definitely share that both of us at least have that same taste for
wonderful, ma'am.
reading.
Very good,
And,
very good, very good. Life-changing book. Everybody should read it.
Yeah.
Please
Yes.
go on.
Do we have any questions, teachers? Please, it would be
Teachers,
really nice if you will ask
and
questions.
I must say one more thing. It's very beautiful place where your university is situated. Where is it actually? The state?
Himachal, near Solan.
Because I think it was not mentioned there in the video.
It's
So it
near
was,
Solan, ma'am. Near
we could
Solan.
we could only make out that it is some hill station because of that foggy and all appearances. But it's a beautiful place set in a very good location. And I really think my students have also watched. After we would also like to know various courses being offered by your university. So
Yes.
detail, so that later on we can have a session when the school reopens and the students come to 11th and 12th. We can have these kind of sessions for the students, because definitely after class 12 they all look forward to go to various universities, and in case the university offers very good courses, some visionary courses, some forwarding courses, so definitely our students would also love to do. And I would also now see if my teachers or my students have any questions.
One
Yes,
question
ma'am.
has
There is,
come.
yes, ma'am. Sir, the question is from Rekha Singh, and she wants to know, how do we overcome from fear of our own public interaction?
Yeah, so some of us are introverts and we are not very comfortable in public interaction, meeting new people. That comes from actually growing up time, when we were either growing up as a outgoing child or as an introverted child. So the child I mentioned who played the piano on the stage, he had no fear. But many of us are very shy right from the beginning. And that is okay. In India, we are taught like that also. But balance has to be there. We should be confident and calm. Both have to be there. So when you meet somebody new or public interaction, we have to be ourselves. We have to be graceful, calm, comfortable. Like principal has to meet very different kinds of people walking into the room. An SDM or an SHO or a doctor, anybody can be coming. So you have to be ready for public interaction by being calm, by being yourself, and by speaking confidently and not losing your cool even if others are losing their cool. So it will be okay. If you have fear of it, then gradually practice meeting one or two people, talking to them, then others maybe. So gradually get over your inhibition with two or three people. You thought you can't speak to this person. Practice talking to that very person one by one. And gradually you'll start talking to it. Deepa ma'am, you may like to add to the answer.
Actually, when you were speaking about that story of the child playing the piano, so I was just thinking the biggest factor, fear factor, is that we are always thinking that people are being judgmental about us. So what we are doing matters to us less, rather than what others are thinking about us
That's
matters the
right.
most. Because
So true.
that judgmental wala part jo hai na, that
We have to overcome.
creates a
We
big
have to
difference,
overcome.
the factor.
We have to overcome that.
So
Any,
we have other questions also. Now this question is from Anisha, and she wants to know, how can we maintain the self-motivation level? That's a very interesting one.
Yeah, very important. So what happens is that motivation and inspiration have to come from within. We can see a movie, or we can watch the Cricket World Cup, or we can meet somebody inspiring. Maybe after a webinar, you feel inspired. But that ultimately the spark has to be within. If you are the kind of person who maintains that motivation level, see, ups and downs of life will come and go. Ups and downs keep coming. Everybody's life is turbulent at times, difficult at times. Other times, irritants are there. So try and minimize your reactions to those by being calm, by being a meditator, by reading books, by being positive and cheerful. All these things will improve. So motivation will come if you are determined from within to overcome all odds and go on whatever happens.
Yes, sir.
there's some kind of, I think, disturbance in the audio.
Okay.
Another question is from Vidhu Jay, and the question is, do you appreciate Mr. Modi as a public speaker? Very personal, huh?
Yeah, if you're asking me clearly, he's a very good public speaker. Yeah, I won't say anything else.
Okay. And then we have another question from Divjot, and it is, how overcome to anger? Basically, the question is how one can overcome the anger.
Overcoming anger, very good
Anger.
question. Anger management is very, very important. It is so important that anger is something which is self-defeating. And good you brought it up, because some people, they lose their temper much more than necessary. Sometimes it can be a very small thing or small things. Children are irritating you, or something is dirty over here, or the food has a little more salt or less salt or whatever. People get angry. And these kind of things are avoidable. What is really worth getting angry is once a month something happened. Somebody was not, he was not like a gentleman, or he behaved badly, or she behaved badly, something else. So once in a while we lose our temper, the impact is also more. As a boss or as a teacher or as a leader, once in a week you are angry, then everybody takes notice. But if all day long you are angry, then nobody will respect you anymore. So you have to maintain that calmness. You have to analyze, where am I losing my temper? Is it 5 of the reasons that I'm losing my temper are not worth it? Only one reason is solid. So I will only lose my temper at that one reason next time. Yes.
So the last question is from Atish Datta. I think this should be the last one we should take now. The question is how, and a very interesting question, how can we control our emotions and stay positive even in negative environment?
Yeah, actually, it's a normal problem, and negative environments come to everybody. People maybe in the family or in the colleagues or on even WhatsApps or groups. So the thing is to have that reservoir within. Now, this autobiography of a yogi, Yoganandaji says, carry a portable paradise within you. That portable paradise will not be affected by outer conditions. Being affected by outer negativities is our problem. We are affected by the dirt, the beauty, everything affects us. But inside, how we are comes from, that is the success that we need to. And it comes from meditation, comes from a bigger picture of that. Maybe quickly, I can take a couple more.
Yes, sir.
One is saying, Kushraj is saying, should we use only one language while public speaking? No, you can use Hindi, English, Punjabi, you can mix them. You can use any language. It depends on your audience also. So let me tell you that I was in a webinar earlier in the day with people from Madhya Pradesh, and I mixed Hindi a lot more. Here I spoke in English. There I mixed Hindi a lot more. So it depends on the audience, depends on your own capacity. You can mix. How can we deal with judgmental people? Madhu Shikha is asking. It's like living in that negativity all the time. Yeah, so judgmental people, negative people are all around. You see, we live in an imperfect world. Nobody's perfect. The laptop might be perfect in its functioning. The phone might be perfect. The book might be perfect. Human beings are not perfect. Human beings will change their moods, change their statements. So why do we expect them to be perfect? And we have to be in ourselves. We have to be completely calm and balanced. Whatever they say. And if we are an example of calmness, gradually people will also start realizing that this person doesn't, isko kuch farak nahi padta, hum kuch bhi bolte rahe, so that person doesn't get ruffled. So they carry on. I think that's it.
Yeah, yes, sir, that's it. So now, today, if we had Atul sir, so Vivek sir, the last question would be now, he would, that one line, what, what you would like to address all the teachers, and same has to come from Deepa ma'am also.
Okay, so I will speak one line, and I think Atul is not there, so we'll take the liberty of speaking 2 sentences each.
Oh, wow, yes, we can do that.
For me and 2 sentences for Deepa ma'am, conclusion.
Yes, sir.
So, ma'am, firstly, I would say that I would request all the teachers to stay calm and cheerful and be creative. These are the 3 C's which are very, very important out of all of them. Be calm, cheerful, and creative. Secondly, stay connected. You can WhatsApp me or Atul or Shulini University, be on Instagram, connected on LinkedIn, anywhere you like, and read lots of books. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, Deepa ma'am.
Deepa ma'am.
I think I have said enough, and it should not be repeated again and again, but definitely I again put forward my sincere thanks to Shikha ma'am for organizing this wonderful webinar, and of course to Vivek sir also. And we have missed Atul sir. We would have loved to listen him also. And I must say, definitely during this pandemic time, all of us, what needs most is to stay calm and positive. Things will come and go, but if once we lose our positiveness, if we lose our positivity and lose our calm, then it's very difficult to regain that composure. So things will come and pass. So as other things in life, similarly, this time also will come and pass. We all need to stay connected, talk about things, speak about to each other, stay calm, stay positive, stay happy. First of all, let's think ये एक छोटा सा समय है, ये भी निकल जाएगा.
So
thank you.
Thank you
so much.
everybody. It was really
All
nice.
the best to all. Thank you.
And I'm
so
sure we'll do
much.
another webinar with
Sure.
Professor Khosla and Vivek sir again, and we'll be with you again, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving Shulini this opportunity
And thank you, Vivek sir. As always, it was really nice listening to you and so many good new tips to learn. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir.